Are you a parent wondering about sending your child to Nexton Elementary School in Summerville, South Carolina? So I am right outside of Nexton Elementary School. In this video, I will go over information from Nexton Elementary website, Google, greatschools.org, and niche.com to help your family make an informed decision about sending your child here. As a former teacher in DD2, and as a mom with children that were school aged when we moved here from out of state, I definitely know the frustrations and the fear that can come with not knowing and not even be able to visit the school. So I wanted to create this video to give you resources and to give you an idea of what Nexton Elementary is like, and so your family can help make an informed decision. My name is Jennifer Kosman. I'm the dog realtor here in Summerville, South Carolina, and I am with Realty One Group Coastal, and we are going to go over facts about Nexton Elementary in this video. So stay tuned, and at the end I will go over reviews from the website and from parents. So Nexton Elementary is right off of Nexton Parkway, which is right behind me. And it is about 8:45 a.m. on a Wednesday. So you can see the amount of traffic. Many families that live in Nexton Elementary, they actually ride their golf carts to bring their kids to school, or walk, or ride their bikes, which sometimes can be quicker depending on traffic. The Nexton Elementary is open from 7 to 3 Monday through Friday, excluding holidays. And the phone number is 843-900-3222. According to niche.com, there are 947 students attending. And I noticed when driving by that there are some learning cottages in the back of Nexton, which can mean that they need more space, that they are kind of full with their space currently. Something else to be aware of is that even if you move into a home or build a home and you are zoned for Nexton Elementary, zoning lines can change. When I lived in Ohio, this did not happen, but because of this area and the growth and the amount of people moving here daily, they have to change the zoning lines so that the schools do not become too overcrowded. So the most current posted test scores show that 52% of students are proficient in math and 55% are proficient in reading. They do offer before and after school care, but if it's anything like the schools I've taught at, they fill up very quickly. So if you know you are going to need that, you need to inquire as soon as possible, find out from the school how you can apply and if there's room for your child for before or after school care. So the Nexton school philosophy on their website says, at Nexton, we believe collaboration and communication with families and community are vital to the successful development, of future South Carolina graduates who are work and skill ready. Nexton Elementary, according to their website, they were also recognized as a Common Sense Certified Digital Citizenship School for the past 5 years. As a former teacher of 10 years and a current mom, I know how scary it can be. So I compiled a list going on what I know from my experience from teaching and also from a parent perspective, to not only look at test scores when you're looking at schools, but to try to look at the school holistically and take into account many different aspects of what the school is going to provide for your child and, of course, the culture on a daily basis. So one aspect to take into account is the teacher to student ratio. So this is so you know, for your one teacher, how many kids are the average for the school. So from niche.com, Nexton Elementary is teacher to student ratio of 1 to 15. Another aspect you want to be aware of is the culture of the school and the school climate. So this is a tough one. It's almost like if you can visit the school and also talk to other parents that have children in the school. I know this can be a tough one if you're out of state. There's a great group on Facebook called Summerville Area Moms, and there's moms from all different school districts. So you could pose a question, what is your experience with Nexton Elementary? Do you have students in there? What can you tell me? Another aspect is what clubs and extracurriculars does the school offer? So from the Nexton website, they have honors chorus, science Olympiad, a robotics team, book club, a good news character club. They have a student council, a running club, a beta club, and they also have, which I thought was really cool, is a student developed nature club. In addition, they have a school-wide recycling program. So number 4, I had meet the administration if possible. Come and do a visit with your children if you can. I know when I taught at Joseph Pye, which is in DD2, when we first were moving here, they had student-led tours of the school. So it was really nice for our children to kind of get a perspective of the students that actually attended school there. I am in Brighton Park Village, which is right down from Nexton Elementary. And I also wanted to say it is important to find out what kind of technology the school offers. So from the Nexton website, they say that each student is provided with a personal technology device. So it is a one-to-one school. They also tell us that teachers deliver online safety lessons to all students, K to 5, and that students also have the opportunity to participate in Google Classroom activities, Raz Kids for Reading, which it's actually free, and parents can use Raz Kids. They have so many books, and a lot of the books they will read to your child, or your child can read them themselves. They also have Reflex Math, Reading Counts, IXL Math, and Smarty Ants. In addition, they tell about a makerspace lab that they have. So when I taught in DD2, they had one of these in Joseph Pye, and it was this huge room that at least there, the teachers could reserve a time to bring our class, and they had all kinds of STEM materials. For those of you that don't know about STEM, I know I didn't up north, it wasn't as much of a thing, but it stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. So it's really geared towards getting students ready for real world jobs in those areas. And the Makerspace Lab we had just had so many different things for students to build with, to collaborate on, to problem solve. And they also have 3D printing opportunities at Nexton per the website, and do engineering lessons in the Makerspace Lab. Having parents involved in the school is priceless. I know that when I worked full-time, I could not give the time to volunteer. It's very tough for a lot of families to do this. But according to the Nexton website, there are hundreds of volunteers registered. So these volunteers can be awesome for teachers to use to do small groups, to do remediation with students that might be struggling, and not only to help students that need the extra help, but also to challenge the gifted students so that the students that are above where the typical class is, they can also be challenged and learning and growing with where they're at. So another thing that you definitely want to know where the school stands with is their behavior management. So I love how a lot of schools now are being proactive and really pointing out the positives and setting students up to work towards the things that are right, the good choices, instead of just waiting until there are issues and then addressing them. So the Nexton school website mentions that they provide consistent behavioral expectations. They also do morning meetings to create the positive culture and interaction opportunities for the students. So this was a huge thing when I taught. I love the morning meetings. They would vary, of course, depending on the age of the students and what is appropriate. So in kindergarten, we often had the morning song we started with or a dance, and then at the end, we would have, some more music. We would try to tie in literacy components and especially social emotional things that could help the students with challenges that were happening within the class that were noticed, and just building that community, and for the students to be able to relate to one another and understand one another, and just to feel really connected within the school. The morning meetings are amazing for students, and to be able to address issues as they come up. The Nexton website also tells that they implement the PBIS, which is a positive character education system that rewards students for showing positive character attributes. So my experience with PBIS was that every month, every school might be different, but the school I was at, every month they had a specific character attribute. So an example of one we had was integrity. So for that month, we would talk about how we were looking for students showing integrity, and specific situations we would document, and we would nominate that student that we felt showed the most integrity. And then that student was recognized. Their parents were invited to a little ceremony, and that student got a t-shirt and an award and some cool little prizes, just to show how awesome it was that we noticed that they were showing integrity. So just a little example on that. In addition, you want to do your research and find out how students with disabilities are supported. So every school is different, of course, public and private, and a lot of it depends on their resources, their money, how it's allocated, and how they can support these students with IEPs. So one aspect that can vary is if the school is inclusive with the students with IEPs. And what that means is, are these students put into the typically developed classroom with these other students often, and they have teachers or other aides pushing in to support them to be successful? Or are these students often pulled out for their services? So that's just a good question to ask the admin to find out their plan and how they support the students that have the special needs. Something else you want to find out is how experienced are the teachers. So from niche.com, 3.9% of teachers at Nexton Elementary are in their first or second year. So what that means is the rest of the teachers are in their third year or further in their career of teaching and their experience. Another thing that is important to think about is the turnover rate of teachers. So this isn't always listed, but you can often find out from admin or possibly other teachers. So you want to see, are the teachers staying for long periods, or are they leaving after a year or two? This will show you how, the culture of the school is and how the teachers are supported if there is a high turnover rate. Also, I know many parents are concerned with the state of the building and the classroom. So by doing a tour, you can kind of see what the building is like, what the classrooms are like, what kind of supplies they have, and the setups they have. And according to the website, Nexton Elementary was built in 2015. Something else to take note of is how the teachers are supported. So if the teachers have great support from the admin, from parents in the community, it's going to go a long way in creating a great culture for each classroom and for the school as a whole. So this is a great question to ask the admin when you're visiting or if you're calling. And if possible, even talk to some of the teachers of how they're supported. You can also tell a lot just by visiting the school and seeing how the teachers seem emotionally and mentally. And a lot of this is tied directly to the support of the admin and the district of the school. Another aspect that is very near and dear to my heart is that the students are having an adequate amount of lunchtime to eat, and of course recess time to play. So for young kids, play is not just play. This is an integral part of them learning and developing, and not only their social aspect and the problem solving and the academics that carry over into their play, but also if they're having the adequate amount of time, downtime of recess and play, this can directly impact and encourage and help with behavior issues in the classroom and help them to be more successful when they are in the classroom. So this is huge, and I know with more testing and more rigorous standards through the state and different things, a lot of times this is being cut out. So, ask. I know the standard, a lot of schools, go to the 20 minutes of lunch and 20 minutes of recess. And I know when I was in school, being very shy and withdrawn and anxious, my 2 recesses in the morning and the afternoon helped me so much to decompress and to let out some of that anxiety and just to have a time to be kids. So ask when their lunch and recesses and make sure that they are getting that adequate amount of time that they need. Also, Nexton Elementary, according to niche.com, they do have a gifted program. So this is for your students if they are above grade level, they're exceeding in a certain area. It says that Nexton Elementary does support them with the gifted program. So Nexton Elementary is a public school in the Berkeley County School District, and it's at 200 Scholar Way in Summerville, South Carolina. It is right off the Nexton Parkway within the Nexton community, but not all homes are zoned for Nexton Elementary. So what you have to do is once you have the address of the home you're interested in buying or building, you need to call Berkeley County Schools and ask what that is zoned for. But something to keep in mind down in the Charleston area is that even if you start out zoned for one school, it can change. So up north, this did not happen. But because of the large amount of people moving here and the growth that is happening, the districts are having to rezone often, so your school could change. So just keep that in mind when you are moving here. As promised, I am going to go over the reviews on the websites of Nexton Elementary. So on Google, there were 13 reviews from parents, and it was an average of 5 stars from the parents that reviewed the school. GreatSchools.org had an average of 5 out of 10 from the website, and they based this on the test scores, the academic progress, and the equity. So for the test scores, they gave Nexton Elementary a 7 out of 10. For the academic progress, they gave Nexton Elementary a 3 out of 10. And for equity, they gave Nexton a 4 out of 10. In addition, the suspension rate for the students with disabilities was 13% and 2% for all students. Parents on GreatSchools.org also gave reviews, and they gave an average rating of 3.3 out of 5 based on family engagement, learning, safety, social emotional support, special education, and teaching. So overall on niche.com, the grade for Nexton was a B+, and this was based on academics, teachers, and diversity. Academics, they gave Nexton a B+. Teachers, they gave an A-, and then diversity, they gave an A-. So niche.com, it's important to see how they calculate their rating, and they said this is how they get their ratings. Our data scientists and researchers rigorously analyze data and user opinions to assess the key aspects of K-12 schools, colleges, and places to live. Every month, millions of students and families use the niche grades and report cards to find the right school or neighborhood. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching my video where I did a review based on the websites of Nexton Elementary in Summerville, South Carolina. And my name is Jennifer Kosman. I am a realtor, former teacher, and mom here in the Charleston, Summerville area. If you have any real estate needs, if you want to look for a home. If you're looking into a new build, feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative and was able to help you and your family make a better decision on the school that is right based on these resources. Thank you.